Chapter 251 begins with the room filled with murmurs of discontent as the old men in the back room continue to meddle in matters that don't concern them. They've been doing this for years, ever since they competed for the position of the late palace master. Their actions seem to be geared toward provoking the young palace master into seeing his uncle as a threat. One of the men in the room reflects that a ruler who walks the path of tyranny should not show weakness, even for family. Sympathy can often be a double-edged sword, especially when it involves removing someone like the young palace master. It's clear that in this world, even family bonds can be severed for the sake of power. The discussion shifts as another man, Sir Dan, expresses his doubt about immediately eliminating the young master. Based on his earlier reaction to the watchtower, it seems like it might take more time before the plan can be fully executed. But the old men seem confident that it's only a matter of time. Meanwhile, the construction and accommodations for the thousands of visitors to the palace are underway. The leaders of the Murim Alliance and the demonic cult are being settled into the palace's guest rooms. But with over 1,000 people arriving, the palace must expand to accommodate everyone. Temporary barracks are set up to the west, and there are plans to build more guest quarters once the dragon turtle issue is resolved. The palace must maintain its dignity, but for now, the temporary measures will have to suffice. The old man overseeing the construction expresses his hope that nothing will go wrong that night. Suddenly, the ground trembles. The tremors, which started at Mount Bongui, have begun shaking the palace, and the intervals between them are becoming shorter and more intense. The feeling of unease spreads through the palace, even as everyone focuses on sealing the dragon turtle. Something doesn't feel right. The building shakes violently, and the reaction from some of the people nearby is one of amusement, though they hide their true concern. Some members of the palace's elite, like Moon, remain calm, trying to ease the tension with a joke, but the unease is palpable. As the tremors grow stronger, cracks begin to form in the walls. The damage is escalating rapidly, and even the stone palace, built to withstand such forces, seems to be under threat. The officials monitoring the situation grow worried. The structural integrity of the palace is being compromised, and they begin to realize that this is not just an ordinary tremor. The entire palace is beginning to collapse. As the situation worsens, Nano, the palace's monitoring system, scans the building's condition and reports that the cracks are spreading rapidly. The damage is not just from the tremors, it's something much more sinister. The building is shaking from a much stronger force than anyone anticipated. The floor begins to crack and freeze over, a sign of extreme energy. It's unlike anything they've ever felt. The temperature drops drastically, and the floor is freezing at an alarming rate. The officials scramble to understand what is happening. They realize that only someone who has mastered the ice-white divine arts to the highest level could cause such a disturbance. But the truth hits them too late. The palace is falling apart. The ceiling begins to collapse, and the walls buckle under the strain of the powerful force shaking the building. During the chaos, the elder officials try to hold the palace together with their superior Chi's telekinesis, but even their power can't stop the collapse. The situation becomes desperate, and the order is given for everyone to evacuate. But the destruction is too far gone, and it seems like there is no escape. In a final act of defiance, the palace's systems are activated to fight back against the forces destroying it. Nano's remote funnel system is engaged, and everything in the palace is targeted for destruction. The force of the attack is overwhelming, and the chaos only intensifies as the building continues to collapse around them. The escape is frantic, but the group on the top floor manages to make it out just in time, narrowly avoiding the collapsing structure. They realize that had they been on a lower floor, they might not have survived the disaster. Sir Dan, visibly shaken, can't help but wonder why this is happening just when he thought he had finally found his place. The destruction and the force behind it leave everyone questioning whether they're dealing with something truly human. The answer, they fear, is no longer clear. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date on the latest manga chapters, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.